This is the brand new second generation BMW 2 Series, the replacement for the outgoing F22 2 Series. It's actually the third car in BMW's smallest coupe segment. With the 1 Series recently going front wheel drive, you'll be happy to know this car is remaining rear wheel drive. We also have news on the upcoming BMW M2, which you'll want to hear and I'm going to tell you about in this video. My name's Jack and you're watching AUTOID TV. First off, the design. We think the new 2 Series looks like an evolution of the 2016 BMW 2002 Homage. And that's no bad thing. Unlike the brand new BMW M3 and M4, which have opted for the larger bumper defining kidney grilles, the new 2 Series has opted for more subtle grilles closer in design to the current BMW Z4. That's been paired with some other new design elements that we've not actually seen on a modern BMW before. The first is the single corona headlights. This is the throwback to the classic BMW 2002, which BMW loved to remind us was the forebearer to the rest of the BMW coupe range. Next is these triangle design elements that exist on the M Sport front bumper. In the initial leaks and renders we wasn't a fan of these, but now seeing the videos and press images we quite like them. What do you think? Moving around to the sides and rear of the 2 Series, BMW have chosen to widen the car and the overall design makes the car look wider and more aggressive, which looks great. Just think what the new M2 will look like. However, they've chosen to change the rear brake light design, which we think looks a little bit like a Kia. That's been combined with this new trend that BMW are following to integrate the exhaust tips into the rear bumper, which you usually find on more executive cars like the 5 Series and the 7 Series. The new 2 Series comes in a number of colours, one of them being this new launch colour, Thunder Night Metallic. It'll also come in Brooklyn Grey Metallic, which is actually available in the new M3 and new M4, which looks a little bit like Audi's Nardo Grey, which we've got on our shop car. We think the front is much more successful than the rear, but overall we do think this is a good looking car and bodes well for when we start to see these on the roads. Next up, the interior. We're told by BMW that the new 2 Series interior represents a clear step up on the previous generation, and if the current 3 Series is anything to go by, then that should be the case. In fact, the new interior looks a lot like that interior from the 3 Series. It includes an all-digital dashboard paired with a slightly larger central screen if you go for the upgraded navigation package. The central vents look very similar in design to the current 3 and 4 Series also. Elsewhere, we have new sports seats and a slightly funkier optional interior lighting package, which includes lights along the door cards. Fancy. BMW haven't just been working on the design and the dynamics in the new 2 Series, they've also added a load of new technology not seen in the 2 Series before. This includes an optional heads-up display and optional adaptive cruise control, features borrowed from its bigger brother the 4 Series. Otherwise, this is typical BMW, not too fancy, focused on ergonomics and class-leading quality and materials. Are you enjoying the video? Please give us a thumbs up and subscribe for more news and updates along with vlogs on our own shop cars and customer videos. The engines and specs. Initially, the 2 Series will be offered in 2 variants, the entry-level 230i and the more powerful M-Performance variant, the M240i. Both cars are to offer the now infamous 8 Series ZF automatic transmission as standard. The chassis is actually based on the same platform that powers the Toyota Supra and the BMW Z4, which bodes well for the overall dynamics of the car. The 230i is powered by a detuned B48 engine that exists in the current M135i. That means it's a 4-cylinder engine that outputs 255 horsepower and 400 Newton meters of torque. This will whisk the entry-level car to 60 in just 5.5 seconds, which isn't too slow considering it's an entry-level car. The more powerful M240i retains BMW's classic inline 6-cylinder engine layout. It's the same as the B58 engine that was in the previous generation F22 M240i, but this time has been upgraded to 382 horsepower. That's an increase of nearly 50 horsepower on the previous model. It also has 500 Newton meters of torque. These are some serious numbers for what's essentially a baby M car. This power will go through all 4 wheels via BMW's xDrive and give the car a claimed 0 to 60 of 4.1 seconds, which knowing BMW's tendency to tell porkies is most likely conservative. Expect the 0 to 60 to be within the range of 3.8 to 3.9 seconds. For the first time also, the adaptive M suspension will be standard on the M240i, which means you can ride smooth in comfort or you can be more stiff in sport if you're into that. Price and release date. The new 2 Series is scheduled to launch in November this year, so you can expect them in showrooms around that time. We don't have UK pricing on the car at the moment, but expect it to be around 30 to 32,000 for the 230i and upwards of £45,000 for the M240i. The BMW M2. Now it shouldn't come as much of a surprise, but BMW M already have their eyes on the new 2 Series and are already working on the M variant of this car. BMW have actually recently stopped building the F87 M2 competition, so expect to see the brand new G87 M2 hit showrooms in around 18 months from now. The car is expected to be rear-wheel drive only, borrowing the S58 engine from the new BMW M3 and M4. It will be detuned to around 450 horsepower, which should be plenty in this smaller platform. We'll be following up with a load more information on this car as it's released, but for now check out AUTOID's most recent render, which, judging by the new press release photos of the 2 Series, looks to be quite accurate. So that's it. What do you think of the new 2 Series? Let us know in the comments, and if you haven't already, please like this video and subscribe. See you in the next video.